This video is going to be a little bit confusing for you. After all these encouragements, I'm going to come with a couple of negatives that I think you need to hear first. Before you even spend another dollar on sewing, I would say watch this. Some of the most common advice in sewing is actually quietly costing you a lot of dollars, it's costing you confidence, and it's even making you want to slow down or completely stop before you even really begin. There are sewing must-haves that never get used. There are fabric deals out there that turn into massive regrets, and I have buckets of those regrets patiently waiting for me to use them. There are also a lot of tools that promise everything to change your progress, to improve your skills, and in the end of the day, they only deliver frustration. And also, I just want you to think of something. Have you ever looked at your sewing space and thought, why did I buy all of these? And why is this still so hard when I have all these things that I bought to learn? Find that you are not alone. And I believe these sewing lies as well, and they cost me a lot of time, they cost me money as well, and also they contributed to my self-doubt. But here is the truth, it's not you, it's actually the misinformation. So today we are breaking down the biggest sewing lies so you can stop wasting those hard-earned dollars you have in your pocket and actually start building real confidence. Let's start with the biggest myth of all, that sewing your own clothes is a lot cheaper than buying them. It does sound actually logical, right? And in some regards it is, because depends on the fabric deals, depends on the garment you're making, and depends on your skills as well. However, I want you to think of something. You see a dress that costs $50 and you think, obviously I can make that for less, and you can. But remember where you get your fabric source, the tools you already have, and the set of skills you already put to work for you. If you cannot draft your own patterns and you cannot drape designs on dress forms, you have to purchase a pattern. Then you have to buy the fabric, then you need to get the thread. Most likely you need a zipper as well. So suddenly it looks like you spend either the same amount as the original dress or even more. But sewing was never meant to compete with fast fashion. Fast fashion is built for speed. You are building something with intention. And when you shift your mindset from cheaper to better, everything changes, because a handmade garment that fits you perfectly and lasts for years, that you created with your own two hands, it's not going to be an expensive garment that you add to your wardrobe. It's actually a valuable piece. So this is where the value comes in. This one quietly discourages so many beginners. The idea that cheap tools are good enough could actually slow you down so much. But look what actually happens. You buy tools that don't work well, they're gonna end up frustrating you. They also slow you down, and then you start thinking, maybe I am not built for this. Maybe this skill is not for me. Don't fall for that trap. You were actually never the problem. Your tools matter, and your choice will make a great difference in your progress and in your process of learning. You don't need everything. We've discussed that in my last video, where I was showing the two phases, where you are a beginner and you need a specific toolkit, then you become an intermediate and you need a completely different toolkit. You don't need everything, but what you do have should support you enough and not actually fight you. So you need a reliable sewing machine, you need a good pair of scissors, and also a couple of other solid essentials. Please check the video in the description below so you can see the entire list. These don't just make sewing easier, they make you feel capable, they make you feel like you are learning and you're progressing. But this next one is the one that ruins projects almost every single time completely. This one hurts because almost everyone learns it in a hard way. You are all excited, you just wanted to start, so you skip the pre-wash. Why would I do that when that's gonna slow me down? And everything feels fine until it isn't. When you try to put it on, you realize that does not work the way you want it. First of all, it shrinks, it twists, and it changes completely after your first wash. And suddenly, all that effort and money you spend, it feels wasted. But here is the mind shift. Sewing isn't about rushing. It's about respecting the process, following every little step, every little gold rule you're going to learn the easy way or the hard way, and to apply to every single process, every single thing that you're going to make. Not only that is going to protect your time, your efforts, but also is going to protect your confidence in the long run, because keep making the same mistakes over and over again is going to affect you, and you're going to start thinking, maybe sewing isn't for me. So if you're still watching, you're already ahead of most beginners. This one seems really small, but it changes everything. Using the wrong needle can make your stitches skip, your fabric pull, your seams would look uneven, and again, you question yourself. The truth is really, really simple. The right tool creates the right result. I'm gonna say it once again so that sinks in. The right tool creates the right results. And please remember, improving your sewing isn't about working harder. It's about making one small, smarter choice every single time. This lie comes from impatience. Maybe sometimes call it excitement if you want. Rushing measurements, ignoring the grain line, thinking a small difference won't matter. But actually in sewing, and almost like everything else that uses precision, small differences become the big result. So a slight off cut can turn into a garment twisted, or maybe just doesn't feel right. You did everything else right, and once again ask yourself, am I really made for this? So here is what you need to remember. First of all, slow down, trust the process, and think of this. You're building something so real with your own two hands. You don't have to rush, you just have to be intentional and think every step ahead. It's like driving. This is the difference between homemade and beautifully made. Pressing is an actual absolute essential. It shapes your garment, it refines your work, and it is not about talent, it's about intention. This is where your work will transform with all these bricks put together and build the entire building. So if you've believed any of this, if you've wasted money, if you felt frustrated or question yourself time and time again, I want you to hear this very, very clearly. You are absolutely not behind. You are not bad at sewing, but you are actually learning. This is part of becoming a very skilled seamstress sewist. It's more about growth. It's about being patient and creating something very meaningful with your own two hands. If you're ready to learn sewing the right way, with clarity, with confidence and purpose, you are right now in the right place. And I would really love to know, which one of these sewing lies have you experienced? Or which one surprised you the most? Thank you very much. See you guys in my next video.